to the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
To the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
He saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Trunkgate goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's howling down to the inside.
Trying this contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe showing victory with all that contact. He's going to try and make the move around the outside the Parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cut back here. Get the run out the Parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Michael Schumacher, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
Welcome to Road Atlanta. This is round 3 of the BOFA Indy Classic Series. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett. Short field for Road Atlanta tonight. But that's not going to stop us from broadcasting this, as it is going to be one hell of a race here. The Lotus 79's already had an exciting debut season. Garrett Maines picking up the first win at Phoenix, and Sage Karam picking up a dominant victory at Long Beach last week. Let's see what the guys can do live from Road Atlanta here tonight. No Tony Trapasso tonight, unfortunately. He's a bit under the weather, so just to be in the booth tonight, watching how things go, you know, just being the guy on the behind the cameras, stuff like that. Yeah. So let's get into it. We're about to go into qualifying now, as there goes the yellow flag. That means qualifying is underway. So let's just jump right into it, shall we? As we are just ticking over into qualifying. My mouse is still being slow from last night, but that's still not going to stop me. I'm going to broadcast this thing, I swear. So let's go into it. There's open qualifying for 20 minutes here, and we're going to go straight to Sage Karam, if I can find him. There he goes. Oh, he spins out on his early run there. Not what you want to see from the man that won last week. Now Seif goes out on track. He's feeling a bit under the weather himself there, the man in the 2. We've got Garrett Maines, winner from round 1 at Phoenix, out on track as well. Nobody set a time just yet, but we will have times in very, very soon. Tyler Vickery puts the first time down, I think. Well, he's the first man to, he's the first man out in that group right now. And he'll be the first man to put a time down here tonight. So he'll put the benchmark down for everybody else to chase. Question is, can he stay up there? Into the right-hander. Next right-hander again. That's going to put him onto the long straight now. Towards that chicane before the final part of the track. Nate Siefka is actually chasing down Tyler Vickery on this hot lap. Down towards the chicane now. There's a ding to the left, a ding to the right, up the hill. Blind crest and then straight down the hill again. And you don't back off, just go straight into the start finish straight. And Tyler Vickery puts down the first time of the night, but is beaten immediately by Nate Siefka. David Martinez go fastest as well. The man in the Domino's hot one. Stuart Lumpkin up to third. Kevin O'Brien sits in fourth. A pretty slow time for him, but he'll soon pick it up, I'm sure. Sage Karam is back out on track as well. See what he can put down. That was his out lap, so he's on his flying lap now. Had troubles when he came out of pit road a minute ago, so let's see if he can improve here. Down the long stretch. Into the right-hander. Into another right-hander. Now to the really long stretches. Tyler Vickery moves up to third place. But Sage Karam is the man we're watching right now. He has got a fast car underneath him. And in practice during the week, he has been showing that he's still the man to beat on these road courses. Up the hill again. Down the hill. He's right behind Garrett Mains, actually, incidentally. That's all. Sean Scott is around on track as Sage Karam goes straight to the pole spot. Garrett Mains is out on track as well. You see him right there. Oh, getting a bit sideways through the S's there. Down the hill. Driving that car on the edge right now. The man in the 86. So he comes down the long straight here at Road Atlanta. As Tony says, one of the longest straights in North America. Or just in the United States, I'm not sure. Through the chicane now and up the hill. Up to that blind crest that catches so many people out at times. Runs a bit wide, but it's going to be okay as he comes out of the final corner across the line. And that is going to be good enough for second place. Just 0.3 of a second behind Sage Karam now. John Scott slots into 9th place. Seems to be struggling around here tonight. Conor Ojeda, the man that has had a very quiet debut season, as he's slowing it down to let Tyler Vickery by. And as Vickery gets it all wrong through the final part of the track, and I did say that final sequence will catch people out. As we're watching Sage Karam again. And he's already 0.3 of a second to the good over everybody. So it's really showing that form he was showing last week. Down the long straight again. Here comes Sage Karam. Down for the final corners. Let's see what he can put down this time. Will he improve? No, he doesn't. John Scott now into 5th place after improving on his initial time with 1:14.512. Nate Siefka, he's sitting in 4th place behind Garrett Mains and Damon Martinez. As Garrett Mains improves to just literally 4/100ths of a second slower than Sage Karam. The Mains on the charge right now, looking to get the best position possible in qualifying. Bradley Allison in the Bud 03. Paying homage to Bobby Rahal. Got a bit of damage going for the grass there, trying to avoid Stuart Lumpkin. Lumpkin himself sitting in P7 in qualifying right now. And the only driver we haven't seen out on track yet is Jake Champion. Paul Cromroy and Chris Walker unfortunately opted not to take part in this race, which is unfortunate. So, Conor O'Hader still out on track. Bradley Allison has decided not to take a time here. Seems to be struggling early on. He knows how to set a decent lap time. He's done it before. O'Hader still looking to put down lap time as he comes through the final section of corners there. He's got Garrett Mains right behind him. Don't be too scared as he comes across the line. He sets a 1:19.1, so he finally gets a lap time in at least. Goes for the grass on the first corner though. Sage Karam meanwhile extends his lead over Garrett Mains to 0.4 of a second. Great response there by the man in the 4. And the top 5 separated by just a second here. So, definitely a lot closer than it was last week. And Sage Karam goes round. Doesn't hit anything, so good for him. Does get a bit of wing damage in the process though. David Martinez in the Domino's Hot One. Coming out of the left-hander up the hill. Martinez actually catching Sage Karam now. Martinez backs off there to give Karam a bit of room here. As Karam's going to bring a pit side, as is Damon Martinez. Nate Siefka's still out there though. As he's going a bit slowly around the track, he's just doing a bit of coasting right now. Take a look at Bradley Allison there. He's back out on track again. Let's see if he can put a lap time down this time. Out in the final corner. Doesn't set a lap time yet. That was his out lap there. So on a time lap now, he's actually just behind Sage Karam, who's just come out of pit road. As finally we see Jake Champion out of pit road. There he is. Back into pit road he goes. He's back out again. But we're focusing on Bradley Allison here. Let's see if he can put a time here on the board. Not able to do it as yet. We've got two Aussies in the field. Kevin O'Brien currently sits in 8th place. As for some reason my overlay has gone take a poop. So, while we are just under a bit of time left in qualifying, we are going to take a quick break and then we'll be back with the national anthem. Do not go anywhere.
And he hits him again now. Ray Alfala into the outside wall.
He's going to pass nearly 3 cars down that front straightaway, and he's going to get them all done with. What amazing.
Racely to the inside goes Logan Cloudman is going to touch in. Pit press.
saved it.
What a save.
Look to the outside as Kroenke goes off. De Jong into second place.
Going for the switchback. Oh, pinpoint driving.
It's Howley down to the inside.
I tried, there's contact though.
Slide left to the racetrack. Chris Renner drives it back down underneath, and he takes that second spot right back. Joker goes to Garrett Lowe.
Garrett Lowe should take victory with all that contact.
He's going to try and make the move around the upset the parabolica. That's not going to work, but he's going to try and get the cutback here. Get the run out the parabolica. That's beautifully done there. Makashube, there's a little bit of door banging as well.
And we're back live here with qualifying just about to wrap up here. As we're watching Jake Champion sliding all over the place. He's in 7th place though. We've got all 12 drivers taking time now, finally. And this battle for pole position here, just really hotting up now. The top 5 separated by just 0.7 of a second. What a gap there. That's pretty damn close, you know. Sage Karam not having it all his own way here tonight. And with that, we are going to ask everybody to put their hands on their hearts and rise from their seats as we are going now to tonight's national anthem. You are watching the BOFA Indy Classic Series, Round 3 from Road Atlanta. My name is Sam Cooper Bennett, up in the booth with you tonight. No Charlie Trapasser tonight, he's a bit under the weather, so best wishes go out. Oh, apologise. Best wishes go out to him, and hope he has a speedy recovery. But for now, we are going to go straight to our race now, and let's go to the grid for tonight's race. As starting up on the pole is none other than Mr. Sage Karam, and he'll be joined on the front row with Garrett Mains. Row 2 will be Damon Martinez and Nate Siefke. Row 3 will be Sean Scott and Stuart Lumpkin. Row 4, I apologise, will be Jake Champion and Tyler Vickery, and row 5 will be Kevin O'Brien and Jeff Hollingsworth. Starting shotgun on the field will be Bradley Allison and Connor O'Hader. Paul Cromwright and Chris Walker opting not to take the green tonight. So, unfortunate not to see those guys out there, but we will have some good racing here tonight. We've only got one person gridded up though so far, which is weird. Oh, they're not even racing yet, so when they do race, that is what the grid order will be. Sage Karam just sitting out on track right now. I'm not sure what is going on there. There he goes. As now we're going to go over to the race. And now we are going to see who is going to be getting the advantage in the first corner. Rolling start, let's not forget. We see them all starting to grid up now. See Kevin O'Brien there, Stuart Lumpkin just in front. There's Jeff Hollingsworth just gridding up as well. Connor O'Hader at the back. Brad Allison is there too. There is Jake Champion now. Listen to those engines. What a sound that is. Just the sound of 4 DFE engines just resting right now before they go mental on the green flag lap. We only had 7 drivers grid up so far. Tyler Vickery, you see there in the background, is gridded up. And the STP number 24, there is Sean Scott. And the number 66, pink and green machine. Nate Siefka now joins the grid. And Garrett Mains is there. So we've got all cars gridded up more or less, and there we are. Everybody's gridded up and we're ready to go here. We've got a standing start tonight. And away we go. 50 laps are underway here. And Garrett Mains and Sage Karam already fighting it out into the first corner. I actually forgot to set it to a rolling start. That's why it was a standing start. So Sage Karam already streaking away at the front. And Garrett Mains is going to be there in second place. I apologise to the drivers. I didn't mean to make it a standing start, but everybody's away cleanly, so not so bad in the end there. Garrett Mains just falling back a bit there from Sage Karam. David Martinez there in 4th place. He's going to try and put a move on Sean Scott, but I believe David Martinez has a penalty. Great champion there as he comes down into the left and the right and the head there. Chicane, as yep, David Martinez does have a penalty. Jumped the start there and he's got to sit in pit road for 15 seconds. Bradley Allison, the man at the back of the field, not sure what happened to him. Sage Karam is your leader right now. Garrett Mains in second, but Nate Siefka, and there's a 3-car battle here actually for the lead. Sage Karam, Garrett Mains, Nate Siefka all there battling it out for the win. Well, for the lead here. We're only on lap 2 of 50. Oh, Sage Karam goes sideways through the second right-hander onto the backstretch. That's going to let Garrett Mains probably get a bit of a tow there as they make their way towards the chicane. What is Garrett Mains going to do here? Into the chicane now, right on the rear wing of the 4 as they come down the hill towards the final turn. Sage Karam able to get a bit more speed going into the final corner, so able to stay ahead for now. A bit further back, Kevin O'Brien currently in a battle with Stuart Lumpkin right now for that 7th spot. David Martinez is back out on pit road after taking this penalty. He is 37 seconds off the lead now, so he's got some catching up to do. Sage Karam there in the lead now. Is 1.1 seconds ahead of Garrett Mains. Nate Siefka is in 3rd. John Scott sitting in 4th now. He's 4 seconds, 2.6 seconds off Nate Siefka. Jake Champion is in 5th. He's 2.9 seconds off Sean Scott. 1.9 seconds behind him is Tyler Vickery in 6th. Stuart Lumpkin started to get away from Kevin O'Brien now. O'Brien is in 8th there. 9th is Jeff Hollingsworth. In the top 10 there is Conor O'Hader. So good start for that man. As Garrett Mains is under pressure now from Nate Sifka. Sifka dives into the inside. And problems for Sage Karam. He's dropped to P4. What happened to him? Let's see what happened there. As he came down towards the chicane. Going through the chicane, up the hill. And a very uncharacteristic mistake there by Karam. Oh, gets a big spin going on there. And that corner caught him out. I did say that was going to be calamity corner tonight. Sage Karam already put it on the hauler. So Sage Karam out tonight. So we could have we're going to have our third different winner here tonight. Sage Karam already out of the race. Meanwhile, Nate Sifka and Garrett Mains still ballet out here for the lead. Down the hill they come. No such problems for them as they cross the line. So your running order as it stands right now to Sage Karam's untimely retirement. Tyler Vickery on pit road, big damage for him. Let's see what happened to him. Oh, big incident coming out of the chicane. He did that earlier in practice. That's not what he wanted to see here in the early running of this race. Sean Scott promoted to third after Sage Karam's retirement. Jane Champion is now up to fourth place as Stuart Lumpkin promoted to fifth place, and he's 1.4 seconds to the good of Kevin O'Brien, who's sits in sixth. Seventh is Jeff Hollingsworth. Eighth now is Conor Ojeda. David Martinez is starting to reel these guys in though. Tyler Vickery still towing here as we're still watching the battle between Nate Sifka and Garrett Mains. Sifka does have the lead here. Bit shaky going through the right-hander down the hill. He goes. As Vickery is back out on track now, back up to speed again. It is one lap down though, unfortunately. And looks like Nate Sifka's starting to get away from Garrett Mains now. We're already on lap 6 of 50. Big slide there from Nate Sifka as they come out of the right-hander down this long stretch now. Not really any battles to speak of right now as they're all spread out. Meanwhile though, David Martinez starting to close in on Bradley Allison. You see him right there, just up ahead. So despite serving a penalty at the end of lap 1, he's already starting to reel guys in. So Martinez on a charge right now in that number 3 machine. Nate Sifka starting to gap Garrett Mains now. It's a shame that we've seen the demise of Sage Karam already. A great battle in here we're seeing between Sifka and Mains. On lap 7 of 50, this race is flying by already. And something I didn't know, Sage Karam was racing with a broken hand. So, no wonder he spun out there. So lap 8 now of 50. Sean Scott there in the number 66, sitting in a very comfortable third place right now. And already Damon Martinez is up to P8. He's past Conor O'Hader and he's past Bradley Allison now. He's going to be chasing down Jeff Hollingsworth for that 7th spot. Hollingsworth himself is 3 seconds back from Kevin O'Brien. Just running his own race right now. I'd be interested to see how the pit stops shake out as well. So there is Conor O'Hader going into the chicane now. And that's Jeff Hollingsworth. And we saw Kevin O'Brien there as he came out of the chicane. I mean, the gap is 3 seconds, but it's still quite large as Conor O'Hader and Bradley Allison having one hell of a battle here. Bradley Allison taking away position to Conor O'Hader. Almost into the back of Allison there. Tyler Vickery's now 2 laps down. He's in pit road again. What happened this time? I'm going to assume it's going up the hill. Yeah, he ran wide. What happened there? Big crash there for Vickery. And that is going to be Vickery's race done, I'm afraid. And Stuart Lumpkin is in pit road as well. And Stuart Lumpkin got problems as well. So let's see what happened to him. Gets it all wrong as well, so people are having problems here as the run goes on. Nate Siefka, meanwhile, still leads this thing. He's 0.6 of a second to the good over Garrett Mains. I think you're damn right you had an odd moment there, Tyler. I mean, you just went straight off there. But anyway, see if you can still lead this thing. Garrett Mains in second. Sean Scott 5 seconds behind in third place. He's very comfortable ahead of Jake Champion, who sits in 4th. Kevin O'Brien is the man in the top 5 as well. So a good run for that man in the number 184 machine. Trade and Paint Aussie Vineyards car, I believe. Seems to be doing okay right now. Garrett Mains is starting to close that gap between himself and Nate Siefka though. So this battle is not over by any stretch of the meaning. As he's right there. Meanwhile, Bradley Allison is able to get away from Conor O'Hader. You see O'Hader in the background there. 1.4 seconds the gap between those two. I expect to see Stuart Lumpkin back out on track soon. He's had his pit stop. He's taken his fast repair and yep, he's coming back out on track now. Still holding on to a top 10 by default though. And the gap between Mains and Siefka getting smaller and smaller. As pit stops will be looming in the next possible 10 laps or so. It's tough being up in the booth on your own. It's interesting to say the least.
Sound resumed.
And joining me up in the booth is Tyler Vickery. Tyler, bad luck to start the race off. Just talk us through that incident you had just there.
Yeah, that last one got a little aggressive trying to get back on the lead lap after I made a mistake and suspension got a little upset. Would have saved it, but the wheel randomly calibrated on me, and then the car decided, because of the calibration, it took off on me. It was really odd how it happened, but not my luck, so I have to look for it the next one.
Yeah, I'm happy for you to stay in the booth with me as long as you're okay with that, unless you're planning on getting back out there again.
I don't know. I think it was telling me like suspension was really bad, so I'm just gonna leave it in the garage right now.
Well, you're welcome to stay in the booth if you want to.
Most definitely. One thing's for certain, I'm definitely going to give this a good heads up for you. Fuel's going to be interesting. When I was starting the race, I had where my I used drill roll timing for my fuel calculator, and you definitely will not make it on a one-stop strategy, as we only have 8.7 gallons in the tank, and it's going to be about 11 gallons roughly to be able to fill up the full car. So I was originally planning on doing half and half, of doing 2 stops. And as we got a wreck, Connor Ojeda and Sean Scott down the long back straightaway, I just noticed.
Yeah. Oh, big crash there for Sean Scott. That car is destroyed. Yeah, Connor Ojeda actually blocking him as Sean Scott was trying to put a lap on him, and oh, Connor Ojeda got into him. Big wreck there for Sean Scott. Wow, yeah, that's got. Oh, you can see his legs.
Oh dear, that's never a good sign.
Yep, Sean Scott is out the car. Thankfully. Thank God this is a simulator.
No kidding. But yeah, back to the fuel thing real quick. It's going to be a 2-stop strategy. Question's going to be is how are they going to do it? I mean, as my strategy was going to be, I was going to do, since it was going to take about 11, I was planning on my next stop taking 5.5, and then the next stop 5.5. So fuel window is going to be interesting in the long run as the laps wind down. Do expect to see 2 stops guaranteed. Question is if someone can be able to save fuel, they might be able to make it to the end, but it's going to be a challenge in my opinion. Well,
speaking of people not saving fuel right now, Garrett Maines and Nate Sivka have been battling it out since lap 1 right now, and Sivka has the control of the field, but like you said, pit stops are a factor here, and could be interested to see how they shake out. Speaking of Sage Karam, early retirement here tonight, driving with a broken hand.
Oh wow, did not even know that.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was almost curious too. Did Damon had jumped the start there for
yes, he did. In a big way.
I was wondering. I saw him dive off. I was like, I thought that was a little early.
I will apologise for the standing start. I was meant to set it as a rolling start, but
yeah, that threw us all off guard. But I was happy with how I started. I was able to keep especially with these cars, for standing start, keep the revs. I think I had the revs at about 8,000 RPM, and not at the rev limit to spin the tires, but if you just hold it around 7,000 to 8,000 RPM, you should be able to get a really good start, as I was able to get around Stewart very quick, like on the straightaway. I probably could have forced the 3 wide, but too early in the race, and I really don't want to do that.
Yeah, as Sean Scott gets it going again, he's back out on track now. 1 lap down, unfortunately. And he's got Connor Ojeda ahead of him as well, just 10 seconds up the road.
Oh boy, that's going to be fun.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the gap between Garrett Maines and Nate Sivka is still sticking at 0.6 of a second. These guys have just not been able to get apart from each other. They've been stuck at the same piece of real estate for 15 laps now, mate. That's 16 laps, as they're on lap 16 now.
But you can tell, though, looking at the lap times, Garrett's slowly closing in. Nate's last lap time was a 14.2, while Garrett Maines was a 13.9, so he's shaved off 0.3 of a second as he's right up, almost up the gearbox of Nate Stiefker now, and I expect any moment we'll probably see a lead change.
Yep. As Maines might have a bit of a toe there coming into the left hand, to the right hander, sorry. First right-hander there, second right-hander, can he outbrake him? No, he can't. Still stuck there behind him. Now, this might be the part where he gets the toe coming down. That's long stretch here at Road Atlanta. This is where he might actually get it. If he had DRS on that car, he'd definitely be able to get past him.
Most definitely. He looked like he had a better run out. Thinking about, well, I was almost about to say I was almost curious, he's going to pull a Nicky theme there from last night at Petit Le Mans. Boy, that was a fun race to watch. Nicky team on the last lap dive bombed it coming out of that last little chicane and pulled it out for third. That was in the top split for the Petit Le Mans race. Yeah. I was almost expecting Garrett to pull that off again.
Nicky team, good friends with Jimmy Broadbent, so I've heard.
Yes, and just recently, I don't know if none of you guys have noticed, a familiar live streamer that does a lot of Battle Royale, known as Dr. Disrespect. Apparently, for some weird reason, he was watching some of the Nicky Team's videos, and I guess Nicky Team and Dr. Disrespect's been talking, and I have a weird feeling that we might be seeing Dr. Disrespect on iRacing. Don't know if that's possible, but from rumors I've been hearing is he's been interested in buying a racing rig, so it's ought to get interesting.
Absolutely, but don't watch now. Sean Scott has caught right up to the back of Conor O'Hader now, and is right on his tail. Oh, he turned him!
That was intentional. I want to say that looked to be intentional. And Connor's saying some stuff on the radio. I had it turned down. I didn't get to hear the full thing.
Yep, Sean Scott getting a bit of revenge there on Conor O'Hader. Got some front wing damage from it though. No, Conor O'Hader amazingly didn't get any damage from that. Just a bit of a bent front wing.
Ooh. Back at the replay, I think that was definitely some retaliation there a little bit.
Yeah. Only light damage on both cars though, so not too bad.
Yeah. They're still able to go, but man, this is going to be an interesting scenario.
Well, Sean Scott already able to get away from O'Hader, so I think he said his piece and that was it. Sean Scott is going to bring it back to pit road. Conor O'Hader is going to continue. So Sean Scott's come back out pit road, did what he had to do, and then came back in pit road again.
Yep.
Meanwhile, look at the battle between Garrett Maines and Nate Stiefker.
Oh, look out!
Maines,
that was close.
Maines was trying the outside pass there on Stiefker, not going to make it work in the chicane though. Wow, this battle's gone intense.
Yeah, honestly, looking at it, should be right now completed lap 18, still got a lot of laps. I would almost start looking at maybe taking it down pit road, topping it off. Oh, we're on lap 20 now?
No, that'll probably be when they bring it pit side.
Yeah, about lap 20. I mean, right now, as Garrett lost a lot of time there, and he looked like he slipped up or something, I think.
I mean, the tires are starting to drop off.
Yeah, the tires are definitely dropping off. It was about this time when the tires were really falling off. However, looking at the lap times, Garrett's able to have a little bit more consistent times compared to Nate.
Yep, Nate's still able to hold. Stiefker still able to hold on to the lead though, as Sean Scott has put his car on the hauler. So interesting.
Yep. We got another battle up front. Up front with Stu Berlucking as Kevin O'Brien's calling on the radio that he's pitting.
Yep, Kevin O'Brien bringing it pit side.
Stuart Lumpkin staying out. He's going to probably try to get the overcut on Kevin O'Brien.
Yep, and he's being caught by the two leaders, Nate Stiefker and Garrett Maines. Looks like Stuart Lumpkin might be going a second lap down here.
Yes, most definitely, as Oh, actually, I didn't even realize. Oh, yeah, no, never mind. O'Brien is a lap down. That was a battle. I want to say that was a battle for position, I believe. Not 100% sure.
Well, the battle between Stuart Lumpkin and Kevin O'Brien will be for position, I think.
Oh, because
no, it won't. No, it won't. No, it won't. Kevin O'Brien got lapped when he went into pit road, just as he went into pit road.
Okay. Alrighty.
As actually Bradley Allison gets a jump on Kevin O'Brien, gets past him on the exit of pit road there, but Allison is on much older tyres and much less fuel than O'Brien, so O'Brien should actually make easy work of Allison here.
Most definitely.
Battle of the Aussies.
Most certainly there. Let's see. Kevin O'Brien being the first one pitted, he'll have the freshest tires, so he'll have a little bit quicker times, but he's still not as quick as Garrett Maines and Nate Seifert. Still knocking out lap times left and right.
Yeah, and Damon Martinez, after jumping the start there and getting that penalty, already up to 4th place there. So that man is absolutely on a charge. Still 37 seconds back from Garrett Maines though, but he's passed everybody except for Jake Champion, and he's only 12 seconds behind him right now.
Most definitely, as Stewart's going to give both Nate and Garrett the opportunity to get around on the outside. Nice and clean there.
Yeah.
However, Nate's not that far away, but I mean Garrett's not that far away from Nate, but Nate's going to get a nice little draft off of Jeff Hollingsworth. Trick is though, as there goes Jeff going to let them by. I was waiting to see what was going to happen there, whether Nate was going to get around him before they get into the chicane.
Well, Jeff Hollingsworth is Nate Seifker's Garrett Maines' teammate, so he doesn't want to get in the way of a lead battle here, especially if his teammate's involved.
Oh yeah, most definitely there.
And they're still throwing absolute bombs at each other. They're still right there together. They've been like this since lap 1. We've got a spinner here. Connor Ojeda.
Connor's struggling now.
Stuart Lumpkin is overtaking him now.
That'll drop Connor down to 9th.
Still in the top 10 though.
As Nate Seifert got a little sideways going up the hill.
Yeah, he's done that a few times now.
Save, but whew.
Yeah, that's like Garrett Maines getting right on the rear end of his Lotus 79 now.
I'm honestly surprised they're able to. They're right now 22 getting.
Oh, a bit of grass work there for Maines.
Garrett's got a little damage on the that left front wing now from hitting the grass.
Yep.
And it's 22. Get ready to finish up lap 22. I'm surprised that Garrett. This is going to be probably more helpful for Garrett now. If Garrett can just stay behind Nate, he might be able to pull off one stop.
Seifker's going to bring it in.
Ooh, as well as Garrett.
So this is going to be interesting. Who is going to win this battle here in pit road? We're going to go to our pit cam here and bring up the pit timer, as we are going to see who's going to win this. And
Jake Champion's coming around the chicane now. Is he going to pit?
Yeah. Tyler, you've been in pit road for 1,055 seconds now.
Yep, as Jake's coming into the pits.
Yeah, Connor Ojeda's brought a pit side as well.
I'm keeping an eye on Damon Martinez. Damon's coming around, and he's coming into pits. So no one can make it 23 laps, it looks like.
Yep, as it looks like Nate Seifert won that race off pit road, so... And Garrett Maines actually lost a bit of time there to Nate Seifert, so falling back almost 2 seconds to Garrett Maines. Jake Champion is on pit road, just getting whatever he can from there, as Damon Martinez joins him in pit road as well now. Jeff Hollingsworth still not brought in pit side just yet. Able to get back on the lead lap though.
Yeah, I don't think he did he?
Yeah, he is. He's back on the lead lap.
Oh, he is. Okay. So we'll be seeing if he comes in pits now. I mean, it'll be interesting. I mean, it might be worth a gamble if he stays out one more if he can make it. And
no, he stays out, yeah.
So that'll be lap 23 laps completed now. And so far, Hollingsworth and Bradley Allison have not pitted yet. However, Bradley Allison is a lap down compared to Hollingsworth, who is on the lead lap, but he will drop a lap down again once he pits.
Yeah, Bradley Allison's driven a very steady race so far. Had a bit of a battle with Ojeda earlier on, but since then has been able to get away from him. And pretty well anchored there in P7. There's no such dramas for the Australian in the 0-3. He did get passed by Kevin O'Brien eventually, though. No, Kevin O'Brien came out ahead of him. Oh, no, did he?
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien came out ahead of him, I believe.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Kevin O'Brien's full minute ahead of Stuart Lumpkin currently.
Yeah, we're going to switch back to Jeff Hollingsworth and see if he brings it down pit road this time round. We're on lap 23 now. 24, sorry. Surely he's not going to do 24 laps on these tyres.
I don't know, but I mean, I would be kind of surprised if he's able to. Let's see, he's coming around now. Nope, and oh, he stays out.
Yep. So Jeff Hollingsworth knows something that we don't.
Definitely. Well, as he's completed 23. He's working lap 24 now.
Yeah.
But that's still the longest. That's still the longest out of everyone that has ran so far. Because Nate and Garrett pitted on lap 23 on their 23rd lap. Jake Champion and Damon Martinez are pitted on their 24th lap, I believe.
Somewhere around that.
Yeah. And right now, Hollingsworth is on 23 lap old tires. He hasn't pitted yet, so this is I'm kind of surprised. I'm contemplating now whether or not my strategy would even work now. Because I'd be losing a good 30 seconds in pit lane.
Well, think about it. If you're coming on lap 24, you're still going to have to pit on lap 48. So
actually, yeah. So my strategy would still be in play, actually.
So Jeff Hollingsworth is now actually stretching this out to a one-stop strategy.
Yes, we'll see if he comes into pit now. Sounds like it.
Yeah, he is.
Here he comes.
So Jeff Hollingsworth, the only driver that's actually taken it to a one-stop. Actually, looks like Bradley Allison's going to take it to a one-stop as well.
Yep, as Hollingsworth pits 24 laps into his stint, so he should be able to. Save enough fuel to make it one more lap. Well, actually, he'll have to make it 2 more laps. I'm gonna keep an eye on his stop time. See how long he's in the pits.
Yeah, he stops right behind your car.
Yep. Well, looking at it, it almost looks like it's still drivable, which is kind of odd. After rolling it and then having the crazy luck in that second incident.
Yeah.
And that was a quick stop. 8.3. So that's doesn't give any kind of range though on fuel. So seems like he might have just topped it off completely as well.
Well, the fuel in this league is 25%. So
right.
He's only got 25%. That tank is only 25% filled. So as is for all the drivers in this league. So
right.
Speaking of people that are running well, though, Nate Sievka has managed to extend his gap over Garrett Maines to nearly 2.5 seconds now.
Yeah, but at the same time, last lap times, Nate Sievka just ran a 14.055, and then Garrett just runs a 114 flat. So it's Garrett's slowly catching Nate, but it's very, very minute.
Oh wow, he just took 0.3 of a second out of his lead there.
Oh wow, that was quick.
Yeah.
I mean, they're running 14-second lap times, which I'm almost curious. The lap times they were running earlier, I wouldn't be surprised if they would go full fuel up, but the question's going to be, are they even going to make it? Because, I mean, looking at the laps remaining, I don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah, as Bradley Allison lets the leaders by. Allison has finally been in pit road, and Bradley Allison can make it to the end now, as he literally pitted at the end of the last lap, so he definitely can make it to the end of the race now.
Most definitely, as he'll have good advantage over Stuart Lumpkin and Kevin O'Brien, as well as Hollinsworth, actually, as all Hollinsworth, O'Brien.
Oh, he's back in again.
Lumpkin.
Oh no.
Oh.
Allison, yeah, Bradley Allison's back in again. I wonder if he got a penalty.
Oh man, that hurts.
Yeah, 15-second penalty. He's got to serve it.
Oh wow, that's
probably from
unfortunate
speeding out of pit road.
More than likely. Yeah, these cars don't have a pit limiter, so it's old school. Whoa, as I was just watching Nate there, got a little sideways going up the hill again. Nate's starting to struggle on the second stint. He hasn't hit the 13s at all. He's times are going down, but he's hasn't hit those 13s as much as Garrett Maines has, and Garrett's now a second and a half behind Nate Seifker now.
Oh, bad set of tyres then for Nate Seifker.
Gotta be. Because Nate, not Nate, sorry, Garrett Maines cut off based on that previous lap they ran. Garrett Maines shaved off 0.4 of a second there.
Yeah, Garrett Maines looking for his second win on the season here. Got a big win at Phoenix 2 weeks ago. Would love to get a second win here at Road Atlanta, but Nate Seifker would love a win here. Had a bad race at Phoenix. He got a podium at Long Beach, but a win would really top it off here for the man. Another person under the weather here, so Nate Seifker driving sick today and still leading the race.
Oh wow. I'm almost curious now. I'm looking at the times. Garrett Maines is running another 0.3 of a second. I wonder if Nate's trying to conserve a little bit of fuel, trying to make it his one and only stop.
Maybe.
Because that last lap again was a 1:14 .06, and Garrett ran another 13.7. Garrett's just clocking off lap times left and right. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Absolutely, it's Garrett Maines as he comes down the hill again. Looks like he's lost a bit of time to Nate Seifker there as he comes across the line. A 1:14.4 to Nate Seifker's 1:13.9. So Nate Seifker, he's turned up the wick here now. Yep.
As seems like the fuel weight's starting to lift off, so he's getting a little bit more downforce. He's still fighting the car a little bit. I was watching his cockpit. He's still fighting with the wheel a little bit, but that time he was much smoother going up the mountain, going up the hill. So we'll see how he does.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kevin O'Brien, he's starting to reel in Jeff Hollinsworth here. Got the gap down to 2.3 seconds. Actually lost a bit of time in the chicane, but he is starting to reel in the 97 now. Kevin O'Brien gets it all wrong!
Oh no. And that's the car, and I don't know if I think he's already wrecked it once already.
No, he hasn't.
Huh?
He hasn't.
Oh, he hasn't. Okay, well, he's backing it up now. Oh boy.
That front end is... Yes. Caved in.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think he's gonna just tow it now, it looks like. Or maybe not, because I think he's gonna tow it. Yep, as he tows it.
Yeah, so Kevin O'Brien, big problems there. He's lost position to Stuart Lumpkin. He's going to lose a position to Bradley Allison as well now. And despite all the incidents he's been through tonight... Oh, just as I say that, Conor Hayder has an incident.
Oh, man. And that's a... that looks like he's got some suspension damage now, too. That looked like it'd be a big hit. Watching back on the replay. Oh yeah, it just went a little wide. Car back end kicked around on him and into the concrete wall. Well, actually no, he didn't hit anything.
And he spins it again.
Oh boy. Connor's just struggling now.
Yeah. Might want to take a pit side to get that looked at, sir.
Probably, but I don't know if he has. I don't know. don't know. I mean, he's used his fast repair after the Sean Scott incident. And Kevin O'Brien's now take it behind the wall.
Yeah, he's called it a night. So that big incident for Kevin O'Brien has ended his race here tonight. So we are down to 8 runners now after the 12 that started. Paul Crumroy having trouble with the brake bias and having somewhat of a brake failure during practice and unable to continue into the race. Chris Walker just turning some laps and then buggering off again. Meanwhile,
and Connor Ojeda's going into the pits, just giving a heads up on that.
Yeah, it does have some left front wing damage, so
yeah,
that's probably from all the spins. But it's going to be interesting to see what he's going to do here. Stuart Lunkin, the man out there on the oldest tyres, he's going to be expected to pit soon, as he's blinking worse than a fat kid with lemon in his eye.
Yeah, there was a few laps when I was chasing him down that he was blinking, but it seems like it stables out after, once it starts blinking, it's only like not even half a lap and then it comes back. And speaking of pitting, as he comes in the pit now.
Yep, so Stuart Lunkin, after this pit stop, he can make it to the end here. Meanwhile, the battle between Nate Siefka and Garrett Maines, they are running identical lap times now.
Yeah, it looks like the car is starting to fit in now for Nate, as he's starting to get a little comfortable again after that pit stop. And Garrett beat Nate there last lap by only 0.02 of a second, so they're very close in time.
Yeah, it's pretty much identical lap times.
Yep.
And James McDavid, yes, you need to get involved with this series. It's very fun. Tyler would agree with me, but he's retired from all 3 races so far, so...
Well, that was more just, Long Beach was...
hilarious.
Accidental. I kind of wished I was live streaming and put in a driver cam, because after I accidentally double shifted there and blew the engine, I was laughing at myself and hit my head off the steering wheel, like, why did I do that? And then a few laps later pushed it a little too hard and turned inside a little too early and knocked up the left front tire on the fountain turn. So yeah, that was
that'll do it.
Long Beach. Yeah.
Anyway, Michael Jeans, shocked that you're not here tonight, and obviously family time does come first, so I hope you're having a good evening there, sir. To answer your question, what happened to Sage Karam? On lap 2, I believe, he spun coming down the hill towards the final turn, driving with a broken hand tonight, so he definitely wasn't feeling it tonight, as Garrett Maines gets blocked there by Bradley Allison.
Oh, boy.
And that's going to cost him a ton of time as Bradley Allison goes off the track.
Wow, that was interesting.
Yeah, as Garrett Maines falls to over 2 seconds behind Nate Siefka now because of that.
Most definitely, as I think, isn't Bradley, or no, that was that Hollingsworth or Allison that was ran the longest time on the stint before they finally pitted?
Allison.
That was Allison. Oh, it says Allison pitted twice.
Oh yeah, because he had a penalty. Right. He had a penalty.
That's right. Hey.
That's why he's 3 laps down now, but he definitely can make it to the end anyway.
Oh yeah, most definitely. As Garrett lost 0.5 of a second there just from that little incident. Boy, 0.5 of a second here, especially going in the last few laps before they have to pit. It's gonna get interesting.
Yeah. As the gap now between them is 2.1 seconds. Garrett Maines 14.2, but that was because of the incident with Bradley Allison. Nate Siefka keeping it in the 113s with a 113.984.
Yeah, it seems like looking off of his when he came out of the pits back on lap 23, or on his out lap on lap 23, he went from 114.2 and he's dropped it all the way down to a 13.6. So the weight's starting to come off the car, and looks like the tires are definitely up to temperature now, and he's starting to run the line he wants to run.
Yep. Apparently, Sage Karam broke his hand playing softball.
Ouch, that's never good.
Nope.
I'm shocked he was able to run the time he was running.
Yeah, me too. As we're still watching Garrett Mains here, the gap is 2.2 seconds between himself and Nate Siefka. Wondering if he's got anything left for Siefka, especially after that incident. Can he close the gap and try and challenge for that second win of the season?
I think Garrett can. Honestly, thinking about this with 14 right now, working on 14, almost about to have be 14 to go. If I was Garrett, I'd catch up to Nate. I'd just sit behind him. If you want to make it at the end, especially on a one-stop strategy, stay behind the car behind you, especially if he's the leader. Stay behind him and see if you can save that 2 laps of fuel you need to make it to the end.
Absolutely. And let's go through the field here. David Martinez up to 3rd place. He's managed to get by Jake Champion. Jake Champion fallen to 4th. Not sure how or why, but he's there. Jeff Hollingsworth is very comfortably rounding out the top 5 there. He's got a complete lap ahead of Stuart Lumpkin now.
Yeah, and he started in 10th too after the standing start. So I mean, great work by Jeff Hollingsworth right now, just playing it safe, being cautious with everything, keeping the car in his control, and he should easily come away with that.
Yeah, but look who's screaming down on his rear end now.
Oh boy, why did I say anything? Oh, I see. Yep, Nate Siefka coming up to lap him now. Giving him, oh boy, that was... Yeah, it wasn't clear there yet.
Well, at least we know the leader's not going to lap the whole field now.
Yeah.
Not like last week.
And now the interesting thing is with Hollingsworth having a big enough speed, Garrett's going to have to now work his way around Hollingsworth to try to catch up to Nate Siefka.
Remember what I said earlier, they are teammates, so...
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
Hollingsworth should get out of the way at the earliest opportunity. And he does, look at that.
Yep. Great pass there.
I mean, Mains did lose a bit of time to Siefka there, but he'll get it back. He's got the speed in his car.
Yeah, most definitely.
Conor O'Hader is back up to speed again, and he's looking pretty a lot more solid this time round.
Oh, I thought I heard someone spinning. Might be wrong. I don't see a car on the side. I heard some screeching tires. I thought someone spun it.
You're wrong. Yeah, the screeching tires is actually Nate Siefka dirt tracking around the corners.
Ah, that explains it.
And that means his tyres must be falling off, which means he's definitely going to have to bring it in for another stop here.
Most definitely, as Damon Martinez runs a quick lap, 13.5. If Damon's
I believe that's the fastest lap of the race.
No, actually. Fastest laps by Garrett Mains, 113.262. And that was by Garrett Mains. But at the same time, Damon Martinez is only 38 seconds behind Nate Siefka and Garrett Mains, and if Damon's able to save enough fuel here and run those quick laps, as I get ran over by Nate with now Nate running the fastest lap.
Yeah, 113.165 leaves him on the table for everybody else, Nate. Jesus. Now that Garrett Mains with a 113.9 has lost another 0.5 of a second because of that, and is now 2.8 seconds behind Nate Siefka.
I think that's going to catch Nate off guard there for a second if he looks down at his lap time. Hopefully he doesn't, because boy, that caught me off guard. Jeez Louise. That was a full 0.8 of a second. I mean, Garrett's now down by 3 seconds behind now, but I mean, he's still clawing his way, but boy, I don't know if there's any tire fall off coming off of Nate right now after that time. Jeez.
Well, by all rights, there should be.
Should be, but that lap time did not said otherwise.
Man, I am still baffled over that. Wow.
As he almost sets a similar lap time of 1:13.2. So Nate Siefka, I think you might be right there, Tyler. Siefka might have been saving his tyres and fuel, and now he's put his foot on the floor. He's just absolutely flying now.
Yeah, with 10 laps to go, I think he might have hit that magic number for where he needed it, where he could be able to stay out and run. And I think Garrett was just pushing it too hard. Garrett might have to now pit or get a splash if Garrett's not able to conserve enough fuel.
Yeah, Garrett falling way off the pace there compared to Nate Siefka. Siefka able to just walk away from the man in the 86. And we know that Nate Siefka's a road course specialist, so definitely proving that here tonight. And with Sage Karam retiring early on, we knew it was going to be easy pickings for either Garrett Mains or Nate Siefka tonight.
Yeah, most definitely is. This is going to be a big points gap for first and second compared to Sage Karam finishing 12th.
And Damon Martinez, what could it have been for him if he didn't get that penalty on lap 1?
Yes, most definitely. That was interesting, as well as they could have easily been a three-car battle here for the win.
Yep.
As Damon's running the fastest lap time now from that last lap, still 38 seconds off the lead. I think Damon's just going to take it easy now and just finish in third and let these two battle it out, and maybe one of them make a mistake and then he'll gain another spot. Yeah,
he's 30 seconds to the good over Jake Champion, who's running by himself right now, a full lap ahead of Jeff Hollingsworth. So yeah, Jake Champion's pretty safe in 4th place there. Jeff Hollingsworth, though, is starting to be reeled in by Stuart Lumpkin. Stuart Lumpkin was almost a minute behind Jeff Hollingsworth, and now finds himself only 31 seconds behind Jeff Hollingsworth. So Lumpkin's starting to close the gap between himself and the 97.
Yeah, and looking off of the lap times too, last lap time Hollingsworth ran was a 1:19.2, and then Stuart Lumpkin runs a 1:16 flat, so he gained 3.2 seconds off of Hollingsworth. But I don't know if he'll be able to get there in time, even though Lumpkin has more fuel in the tank and can easily make it to the end. The question is if Hollingsworth is going to make it, especially on his one-stop strategy.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Garrett Mains sets his second fastest lap with a 1:13.320. Damon Martinez with a similar lap time with a 1:13.354. And yeah, and Martinez must be ruined the opportunity here, because he kind of threw it away on lap 1, got that penalty, and now he's been playing catch up ever since. That penalty cost him nearly 40 seconds in total.
Yeah, most definitely. As I noticed Garrett was on the radio, so I have a feeling he might be coming down the pits. I don't know.
He's dropped 2 seconds, so something's happened to him here.
Yeah,
there it is. Wait a second. It's just going up the hill out of turn 1 up to that the chicane at the top of the hill. Gets it all wrong. Gets sideways. Had to back out of it and lost 2 seconds in the process.
Oh boy!
As here he
comes into the pits.
Yeah, here he comes. Okay, Champion's in pit road as well.
Yeah, he's gonna take an opportunity to get some fresh tires and try to catch up to Nate.
Yeah,
this ought to get interesting.
Question is Nate Siefka gonna pit though?
Honestly, he might, but at the same time, I mean, you're gonna have a 30-second gap over Garrett Mains now, and Damon's gonna be still hot on your tail, even though he's 40 seconds behind. But I mean, this is gonna get interesting.
Yeah,
as Damon should take over second now with Garrett in the pits.
No, Garrett's already out ahead of him.
Okay, I was wrong then.
But Garrett Mains has fallen 30 seconds behind Nate Siefka now.
And that's going to be that's right about the gap that it'll be for being in pit lane, as Garrett Mains from entering pit road to leaving it took 27.4 seconds. So there'll probably be a little less for Nate, but Nate's going to have a perfect stop to have that replicate that same time that Garrett Mains did.
And here he comes into pit road. Garrett Mains has got to really put his foot down now. He's right behind Jeff Hollingsworth. Gonna get a toe off him down the long backstretch here. Gets a slingshot down there. Into the chicane now. Is he going to get back out ahead? No, Nate Siefke's back up to speed. No, he's just hitting his pit box. Garrett Mains just coming down the chicane now.
Garrett's going to take over the lead.
Or is he? Here we go. Nate Siefke's up and running again, coming out of pit road. Garrett Mains is just coming around turn 1. Nate Siefke gets out ahead of Garrett Mains, but by only about a second or two. There he goes. So Garrett Mains unable to get past Nate Siefke. He was going like the clappers though, and now the gap between Garrett Mains and Nate Siefke, 3.6 seconds now. Make that 3.4 seconds as Nate Siefke's having to deal with cold tires right now.
Yep, and as looking at the pit lane difference, it took a combined 28.3 seconds in pit lane for Nate Siefke, and his stop was almost a full second slower than Garrett. That was an impressive pit stop for Garrett. Nate just had enough time to be able to have that extra gap to hopefully now pull away from Garrett and secure this win.
And did you notice neither of them took tires either?
Ooh, that's interesting.
Nate Siefke 6.2 seconds in his box. Garrett Mains 5.6 in his box. So neither of them taking tires, just fuel.
Interesting. Well, that'll at least keep the tires warm, but man, the question is what's the fall off going to be like now? As Damon Martinez is now in the pits.
And we thought David Martinez might have been able to make it to the end, maybe, but clearly he just made a liar out of us.
Yep.
And the people we're watching right now, Jeff Hollingsworth and Bradley Allison, they look pretty safe to make it to the end now. With 6 laps to go here at Road Atlanta, Nate Siefke's extended his lead out again to 4 seconds. So Siefke now back up to speed again and almost immediately extending the gap between himself and Garrett Mains.
Yeah, most definitely, as Jake Champions is getting ready to let Garrett Mains by when he catches up to him, or if he does. As I don't know if Garrett's got enough gap closed up on Champions to get around him.
Again, they are teammates as well, so.
Right, I know.
Jake Champion and Jeff Hollingsworth are his teammates, so.
Yeah. I just don't think Garrett has the big enough gap to close up on Jake yet.
Well, Nate Siefke's just put in one hell of a lap time. A 1:13.484 compared to Garrett Mains' 1:14.1.
Oh, jeez.
So the gap has increased to 4.5 seconds now.
Oh, as Jake hits the rumble strip and almost loses it in front of Garrett Mains there.
Mains able to get by though.
But he did lose some time though because of that.
Yes, he did.
And that just gives another big gap for Nate. 5.5 seconds to the good now for Nate Siefke. And
5 laps to go.
Yeah, we're almost getting ready to be at 4 laps to go now.
Absolutely. As there goes Garrett Mains into the chicane. 5.5 seconds the gap between Siefke and Mains now.
4 laps to go now. And Hollingsworth's still running. He's at almost 20 laps on his stint. Hollingsworth should be able to make it, but we'll see. He might have to do a quick splash and go.
I think Garrett Mains has given up, you know.
Yeah,
he's dropped to 6. He's dropped to 6.5 seconds now.
I think after that near incident Garrett Mains had, I think he says it's enough. Let's just take what we got with the points and still have a good points night and just walk away with it.
Yeah, he's going to extend his points lead tonight, so no dramas for Garrett Mains. Nate Siefke 6.6 seconds to the good over Garrett Mains, and with 4 laps to go, you could pretty much say that this is his race to lose now, as he's making his way down the long back stretch now. You can't even see Garrett Mains in the background now. There he is, just coming over the crest, but Wow, just a monumental third stint here for Nate Siefker. He's absolutely walked away from Garrett Maines.
Yeah, most definitely. As Garrett Maines gets around Connor Ojeda now going into the chicane. Damon Martinez is still running quick lap times, but after pitting, he'll just take the third place and he'll be happy with that, especially being ahead of Sage, even though Sage is his teammate.
Absolutely. Nate Siefker just coming down the hill now, up the hill again into that sweeping right-hander. I love that corner, I do. This one here.
Yes, most definitely.
You can almost get it like half speed, like almost full speed, if you get the corner right.
Yeah, a lot of the times when I was getting the corner right, I was in 4th gear and let off the throttle, but then I was more doing like the heel toe of being on the brake and gas at the same time just to keep the car stable, and I was getting a lot of speed coming out of there.
Yeah. I'm still focused on Nate Siefker. Garrett Maines still back there. Not seeing any battles here on the track at all.
Not really, other than actually Stuart Lumpkin is catching up to Jeff Hollingsworth, and Hollingsworth's is on 21 lap old tires right now, and the question is will he be able to make it to the end?
I'm pretty sure he will, with 3 laps to go. Now 2 laps to go. He's going to be 2 laps to go for him when he finishes this lap. So, yeah, popsicle sticks around. Nate Siefker gets it all wrong!
Oh boy!
Almost got it all wrong through the top of the hill chicane. That's let Garrett Maines gain a bit of time on him, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Oh man, that's
Nate Siefker just needs to calm down and bring it to the end now.
Yeah, he just had a sigh of relief over the radio there. I think it was safe to say I think his the flavor in his fire suit definitely changed.
Yeah. Don't want to lose it this late in the race.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on Hollingsworth as Lumpkin's closing in. Lumpkin's about 5. Lumpkin's actually closing in on Hollingsworth as he's only make it 4 seconds behind Hollingsworth now. And Lumpkin's got the fresher tires compared to Hollingsworth. Stuart Lumpkin's only on 16 lap old tires while Jeff Hollingsworth's on 22 lap old tires.
Yeah.
And this will be the battle for top 5 as well, as Stuart's still having a little issues, so as white flags waving in the air.
Yeah, and there is your leader, Nate Siefker. Can he get it right this time through here? Answer is yes. So Nate Siefker has led pretty much from the start, but it was in second for the first couple of laps until Sage Karam's retirement. But Nate Siefker putting in an absolute clinic as Damon Martinez has got a severely damaged car. He's stopped it. The car is stopped.
He's letting Garrett Maines go by.
Jay Champion's going to move up to 3rd place here. Nate Siefker, though, on the long back stretch now, all he's got to do is negotiate the chicane and the crest of the hill, and the race win is his. Dominant performance here by the man in the number 2. As he comes down to the chicane one final time, had one hell of a battle with Garrett Maines all race long, only for it to fall apart in the final part of the race as there goes Siefker through the final corner and wins at Road Atlanta.
What an absolute performance by Nate Siefker. Garrett Maines is going to come in 2nd. Damon Martinez is going to be 3rd.
Oh, is he? Because
I don't know. Keeping an eye on. I'm keeping an eye on.
No, he's too far ahead.
Hollingsworth's too far ahead of Lumpkin.
No, Martinez is too far ahead of Champion. So.
Yeah. No, I'm keeping an eye on Hollingsworth as he might start sputtering a little bit, but we're keeping an eye. Coming through the chicane now for Hollingsworth. This is battle for top 5. If Lumpkin gets a better exit coming out of the chicane, and
Hollingsworth's going to get it.
Yep.
So top 5 finish there for Jeff Hollingsworth. Stuart Lumpkin for 6th. 7th will be Bradley Allison, Connor Ojeda. Managed to keep in it till the end. He finishes in 8th, and that is your man right there, your race winner. Mr. Nate Siefka, and it's got to be one happy man, one relieved man behind the wheel of that number 2 machine.
Most definitely. That was a wild race, to say the least.
Absolutely. As we are going to speak to our top 3 in a moment, just waiting for Nate Siefka to bring it down. Actually, I'm going to pause it right there, and that is our winner here for... Actually, I'm going to speak to Damon Martinez now, as we're going to bring him up to the booth.
Pussyfooting it like
sorry,
me.
Damon, time up in the booth. You got me, sir.
Yeah, how's it going, man?
Very big, well, fantastic comeback for you there after getting the penalty on the first lap, Damon. I had a big incident though on the final lap. Just talk us through that.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. The car just decided to spin. I don't know. I really don't know what else to say. It just turned on me.
Yeah. Very strong race though for you, despite that incident. Coming home with the 3rd place. Just talk us through the penalty though. That must have been a heartbreak for you. Just accidentally hitting the. Was it? Did you actually climb into first gear by accident, or?
Oh no, I was in first the whole time, but I accidentally unbinded my clutch pedal.
Yeah.
Oh
so
no.
like I had my foot in the entire time, so I'm like holding him, like, all right, let's give it a little rest. And my car starts spinning. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah, that was my.
I just got an 8-second penalty.
Yeah, that's my bad. I forgot to put it to rolling start, so you can blame me for that one.
I mean, nah, I actually kind of like the standing start. I just blew it myself. No fault of yours at all.
If people like the standing starts, I might do them for all of the road courses, but
yeah, this one might have been a sketchy place to do the standing start because like starts half the field on the hill.
On the turn. Well, I was on the turn, and I was able to get the revs at the right spot where I was able to get a decent start. But yeah, if some of the other road course tracks that have a long flat straightaway, that'll be great for standing starts, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, Damon, very strong run for you tonight, despite having that penalty. Coming home with a 3rd place. Definitely got to be happy with that result, even though it could have been a win if you didn't get that penalty.
Yeah, I think I could have been up there with the leaders. I was running the same pace all day. It was like I wasn't gaining or losing really anything all race. I think I could have passed her. I think I could have outballsed them in one of the braking zones.
Absolutely. Well, next week we head to Indianapolis for the classic Indy 250. Just gives you your thoughts on that and what you reckon you got for these guys there.
Gonna be the oval?
Yes, it will be the oval.
Oh man, hopefully it'll be a pack race for sure.
Absolutely.
Not doing the Indy month of road course and then oval.
No, we're just doing the oval. We're going. It's like a warm up before the Indy 500 in TFR. So.
Oh yeah, that'll be too. Hopefully get a big turnout. Trying to win some money. Got to pay rent.
You and me both.
But anyway, Damon. Yeah, I know Indy's going to be one to look forward to. But congratulations on the 3rd place. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's result?
I want to thank Alpine Stars for supplying me with these gloves that I paid for on Amazon. Really helped me turn the wheel better. And then I want to thank Fanatic for letting me purchase one of their wheels. It was a great turn of events. And I want to thank Nivea because my hands are really dry after work, and I used some lotion to help put my hands in the gloves without feeling I was going to tear my skin off. I want to thank everybody in the crowd as well. You're the best fans out here in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
Great turnout, hot track. Still coming out here for the love of motorsport.
Absolutely. Well, Damon, congratulations one more time, and we'll see you next week at Indianapolis.
Yeah, man. See you next week.
As that was our 3rd place finisher. I can't help but think that he was having a bit of fun with us there.
Oh, most definitely.
As Garrett Maines is muted right now. Not sure if we're going to be able to get a word in with him. See if we can.
No, he's got everything completely muted. He probably won't even be able to hear us.
I'm just going to poke him right there.
Nope, there you go.
As joining me in the booth is Garrett Maines coming home for 2nd place. One hell of a battle you had with Nate Siefka. Just fell away near the end there, Garrett. Just talk us through what happened there.
I really didn't have it for him. I made a mistake, kinda. I mean, I got held up behind Sage when he was spinning, and Nate didn't have to check up like I did, and that was the end of that. And I tried to, pace myself. I went like 70, 60%. I was backing off for the first 2 corners, like really, really bad, so I wouldn't, screw up, because that was my trouble area. In practice, that's where I made all my mistakes. So I just, played it safe there and caught his draft to the rest of the track. But as as the race went on, I screwed up going into the pits. That got me 2 seconds back, not catching his draft no more. And then I got held up by one lap car. And it got away from me, and he just had the pace. Once he, anteed up, I wasn't willing to dive it into that corner and make something of it. I would have wrecked, and I just didn't want a penalty point. I settled for second, and it is what it is. He deserved that win.
Absolutely. And with second place though tonight, with Sage Karam retiring early on in the race, you do extend your points lead here. That's got to give you some confidence going into Indy next week.
Yeah, it definitely. It's definitely a help. I didn't. You never want to see somebody, have an off night, but I can tell you it's a sigh of relief in a way, because the pressure's kind of off me for a week, and I ain't gonna worry about it. Plus, going to an and all the practice you had to put into this. I mean, probably spent 2 hours one night. I just bought the track. Like, I didn't even know where the corner was. I was like, oh, you can't see anything here. So it's just, I'm happy with the finish. With all the inexperience that I had here, I'm happy.
Yeah, and moving on to next week, we do go to Indianapolis for the Classic Indy 250. Just give us your thoughts on that, because I know you're very fast around Indianapolis.
Yeah, I think that's going to be very interesting in this car, considering the way Indy cars are there. I think this is going to be whoever's in first on the last lap is a sitting duck. And I'd just be curious to see how that goes. I think the gearing's going to be, pretty high. I think it's going to be a lot like, a Michigan style. But the draft in this car is insane on ovals. So we'll see how that plays out.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the second place. I know it's not the result you wanted, but you do extend your points lead. Anyway, is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's result?
I thank you for putting this together. It's a great league. Hoping we can see some growth here and get it all together. Right now, we got all the big competition from Top Fuel coming over here for the most part, and we got a good race going on. We just need some more numbers, and this will be good.
Yeah, I mean, Road Atlanta's a track that not a lot of people usually have, so I'm kind of expecting the numbers to be lower here tonight, but I'm pretty sure they'll be back again for next week when we go to Indy.
Yeah, I didn't own the track either, so I definitely see how that goes. The last two I've had to fork up some cash, so I actually just finally depleted my account after months and months and months of not spending anything on iRacing. I finally ran out of credits. So all the stuff from Top Fuel I get paid in PayPal, so I don't want to spend that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, congratulations, Garrett, and we'll see you next week at Indy.
Thank you, sir.
As that was... Wait. As that was our second place finisher, Garrett Mains, and now... Joining me in the booth is our race winner, Mr. Nate Siefka. Nate, bit under the weather today, joined the practice very late, but you still managed to bring home the win here. Finally get that monkey off your back. You got to be happy with that one.
Yeah, that felt pretty good. Yeah, been on the winner all day, and then I kid you not, when I got the lead, I felt better and felt better the entire race, and then after the race, I feel like crap again. So they say racing is a good form of medicine. That's for sure.
Absolutely, and I bet it must have gave you a lot more confidence when Sage Karam had the early retirement, right?
I mean, yeah, that was a confidence booster, and it was vital to my race to get my geared at that point, and thankfully I did. So that was pretty key for the race. And then after that, it was just managing the tires, managing Garrett, making sure he had no runs. There was only one chance tonight that he really had a run on me, and I thought that he might got me, but overall he had Garrett had a good race too. I think Damon was third, so he had a decent race tonight. But yeah, it's just all about controlling controlling Garrett, controlling my pace. I mean, I wasn't running nowhere close to as fast as I could, but I mean, 14s and high 13s was all the consistency point tonight, and I just was firing those off as long as I could tonight.
Yeah, you were doing that for most of the race, and then all of a sudden, within the last 15 laps, something just clicked with you because you were setting record pace around here. I mean, you set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:13.1, and from that point onwards, you just walked away from Garrett. Were you saving the tires up until that point, or were you just waiting for that? You're just trying to find the rhythm in the car?
Well, I pitted for tires at first pit stop, so to see how the tires were, and the tires weren't bad. But I noticed in practice that the tires overheated if you push them too hard. So the first 15 laps of that second stint was all about just managing the tire temperatures, and then Garrett was still close, and I knew that there was a possibility Garrett could, get me in the pits. So I put the hammer down and cranked out 2 or 3 really fast laps to pull a gap. And then after I did that, the tires kind of fell off. So managing your tires is more important than you actually think. But I mean, it was all about managing to keep the tires cool. And I did a good job that first stint doing that, managing Garrett. But that second stint, I did a really, really good job until I pushed. And then the tires kind of fell off then.
Yep. And it was pretty academic from there. And you brought home the win. Next week we head to Indianapolis for the Classic Indy 250. Just give your thoughts on that one and what do you reckon you got for these guys there?
Hopefully I end the streak of having three different winners at Indy, but I mean it's a crapshoot there. Anybody can win. It's kind of like the Daytona of any open wheel racing. Anyone can win really. So hopefully I have a strong run there. I think I'll move up in the points tonight. Might even take the points lead. I'm not even sure, but it felt good tonight to race like that, and hopefully maybe have a good run in this series this season, and who knows? It's a long season, but maybe come the end of the season we can be on top.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on the win here tonight, Nate. Is there anybody you'd like to thank for tonight's result?
I'd like to thank my team. I'd also like to give a shout out to one of my coworkers. He just found out Thursday his 2-year-old son has leukemia. So I just wanted to say that we're thinking about you, Angel. But yeah, I think gotta think of a team. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I think.
Okay, Nate. Well, we'll see you next week at Indy.
Yeah, thank you, Sam. Thank you, Tyler.
Yep.
As that was our winner, Mr. Nate Siefka, and with that, we are going to go straight to our results for tonight's race. Before we do that, though, Tyler, I know it's not the result you wanted tonight. Another bad luck race for you, but I'm sure you're going to try and bring it back next week for Indy, right?
Yo, yeah, Indy, as you know, is one of my favorite tracks, so we'll see. I know I'm not going to be as quick as Sage, but knowing that running a lot of laps with this car, with a lot of the Indy cars, I know what to expect out of them. I think more or less it's going to come down to strategy for me, is whether I can make or break like I did way back a few months ago, back in the Top Fuel, the Pro Mazda series. So hopefully I can pull that kind of miracle again, as that was fun.
Absolutely. Well, with that, we are going to go to our results for tonight's race. As bringing home the win for his first win in the Indy Classic Series is Nate Siefka, coming home in second, battling all night long with Siefka. Was Garrett Maines. Damon Martinez penalty on lap 1 brings it home for third place. Jake Champion finishes in fourth, and Jeff Hollingsworth completing a very good night for Turn 3 Racing. He completes the top 5. Stuart Lumpkin comes home in 6th. 7th is Bradley Allison. 8th Conor O'Hader. 9th Kevin O'Brien. And rounding out the top 10 was Sean Scott. 11th was Tyler. 12th was Sage Karam, driving with a broken hand tonight. And the last driver on the field, Chris Walker and Paul Cromry, opting not to start the race tonight. So with that being said, that is going to do it here tonight for us at Road Atlanta. All that's left for me to say here tonight is keep it clean, keep it green. We'll see you tomorrow night when we go to Talladega in the trucks, and I'm pretty sure you're looking forward to that one, Tyler.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to the trucks. That'll be a fun race. I'm looking for a good run, so we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Well, again, that's it for us. All that's left for me to say again is keep it clean, keep it green, and we'll see you live tomorrow from Talladega with the Paskey's Cardiac Truck Series. Have a good night.